Okay, so welcome everybody. We're going to start seated. If you can find a comfortable seat, either cross-legged or sitting on a couple of books, or if you're lucky enough to have some blocks or a bolster, you can sit on that, either cross-legged or with knees together, sitting on your heels, whatever's comfortable for you. And if you've got some issues going on, you can also sit on a chair, whatever you would like. But just get comfortable in your seat. And once you find your comfortable seat, let your eyes close, let them flutter closed. Bring your hands so that your palms are down on your thighs or your knees. And just begin to connect with your breath. Come into your space. And as you connect with your breath, see if you can begin to relax the belly so that as we inhale, your belly can expand, and as you exhale, the belly draws in towards the spine. So just connecting with that diaphragmatic breath. Sometimes when we're busy or we're in a state of anxiety, we're holding or tensing or knotting up our belly. Now's the time to bring awareness there and really let that relax as you inhale and exhale. And begin to draw out the inhales and extend the exhales so that your breath begins to deepen as you're breathing into the belly. And just taking a moment to let yourself chill out and arrive in your space on your mat, especially if it's been a while since you've been on your mat. See if you can set the day aside and just come into this moment in this space on your mat. And then check in with the body. If there's anything that feels maybe a little tight or tender, just bringing awareness to body sensations and the messages the body sends that we often ignore. And then check in with the mind. What's going on? Are you scattered? Are you focused? Are you anxious or calm? Just checking in and noticing without judgment. Taking that present moment awareness as you continue to connect with breath. And then let's take a moment to set our intention here. And think about how you would like to feel as you set your intention, or perhaps what you would like to receive as the theme for setting your intention. Take a moment for that, whether it's for the class, for the rest of the day, or for the whole week. And then as you connect with your deep belly breath, begin to connect with your ujjayi breath. So that's that breath where we make a small restriction in the back of the throat so that it slows down the breath and you begin to sound like the ocean waves. So between breathing into the belly and slowing the breath down at the back of the throat, we begin to let go of stress mode that we may not even realize we've been in. And then you can float your eyes open. And we're going to do a few rounds of Kapalabhati breath or skull shining breath. So if you want to have your hand on your belly so that you can feel that, that exhalation, the forced exhalation. Normally when we're breathing, our inhale is the active part and our exhale is passive. But for Kapalabhati, it's an active exhale where we force the breath out by drawing the belly in, and the inhale becomes passive. And this is warming as well as oxygenating and activating the lungs. So if you have trouble with it, you can start by breathing out your mouth and then close the mouth and continue through your nose. But we'll do probably to a count of maybe 30. So go ahead and begin when you're ready, taking an inhale. Continue for a few more rounds. And then we will exhale completely. Take a deep inhale. Retain your breath at the top of your inhale. Feeling that expansion in your chest, in your heart center. And when you need to exhale, slowly exhale out your mouth. And then just sit for a few breaths with your normal breath here, just noticing sensations, perhaps some changes physically or energetically. Just noticing. And then you can float your eyes open. And we're going to come onto hands and knees and make your way into child's pose. And as you make your way into child's pose, just let your hips sink. And again, just arrive in your first posture here. And you can have arms extended, or you can have arms along your side. Actually, now let's all do arms extended here. And then lift your fingertips, or lift your palms so that you're just on your fingertips, so that you extend a little bit through the side body. Elbows are lifted, forehead is down. See if you can walk your fingertips towards the top of your mat. Take a deep inhale and really lengthen through the side body. And then exhale, release the elbows and the palms down and bend the elbows and reach your fingertips towards your shoulder blades. You can even give your shoulders a little massage here. Then release your hands down on the mat. And as you inhale, rise up into tabletop. We're just going to do a few rounds of cat-cow. So the inhale, we open the front body, open the throat, let the belly gently drop towards the floor. The exhale, the navel center begins to draw in, and we curl the spine up, release the head. And as we inhale, we open the front body again. Draw the heart forward. And as we exhale, we curl up into ourselves. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, open. This time as we exhale, let's move back into child's pose. So drawing the belly in, sit bones towards the heels. Inhale, rise up, cow pose. Open the front body. Exhale, draw the belly in, child's pose. We'll keep moving with your breath, slowly oscillating between the two as we're connecting slow movements with our slowed down breath, our ujjayi breath. We'll do one more like this. And exhaling into child's pose. Now this time as we rise up, we're going to move into cobra pose. So as we begin to send the hips forward, we bend the elbows before we lower the pelvis down so that we don't compact our lower back. And then exhale all the way down. Inhale, rise up in your cobra, and exhale, child's pose. So we'll continue oscillating between those two a couple more times. Inhaling, nice slow inhale, top of your inhale, we pause, exhale all the way down. Inhale, come up cobra, and exhale, child's pose. Inhale, up and forward. Remember to bend the elbows as you lower the pelvis so you're not compressing the low back. And release down on the exhale. Inhale, we come up. Perhaps we take a little pause at the top of the inhale before we exhale back into child's pose. And the same thing on the way down, bending the elbows. Pause at the top of that inhale and release it down. Last one, inhale up, pause at the top, and exhale back, child's pose. This time we inhale up. All right, I'm coming off my mat here. I'm going to turn around. And we're going to just extend our right leg straight out behind us. So bringing your toes down to the mat, we're going to press into the toes, and you might rock back and forth a little bit, getting into the arches of the feet, the calves, maybe even hamstrings, depending how tight you are. And then keeping your toes curled under, really pressing down into all 10 fingers, we're going to hover the left knee. So just lift that left knee and chin a little bit off the floor. So we're connecting with our core here. And then go ahead and place it back down. Bring that knee in, and we'll do the same with the second side. So extend your left leg. We're just getting into feet and calves. So we're really working a little bit with our root chakra here with legs, calves, feet, and that connection to the earth. And then let's do the same thing. Press into all 10 fingers, hover that right knee just a little bit off the mat, and notice how that connects you with your core. Take one more breath. And exhale, release it down. Bring both knees down. Curl both toes under, and we're going to hover both knees for a couple of breaths before we move into downward facing dog. So hover both knees, draw the navel center towards the spine. Lifted and strong through the shoulders. One more inhale, and then the exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly move into downward facing dog. Once you find your down dog, maybe bend one knee and hold it there for a minute. Maybe roll your ankles a little bit, wake them up. And then bend the other knee. And then let's bend both knees as we draw the belly towards the thighs. Press the top of the mat away from you. And then slowly begin to lift the sit bones and allow the heels to move towards your mat. Take one more breath here. And then our exhale, you can either walk little baby steps or step to the top of your mat.
And then inhale, hands to your shins. Lengthen through the crown. Exhale, bow down. And for this first one, let's slowly come up, pressing into both feet. Coming up, letting the tailbone drop, letting the arms and the head be heavy. And then letting the head be the last thing to come up, and maybe circling the arms up, reaching to the sky, drawing into your heart center. And release. So we're going to come into mountain pose for a couple of breaths, just feet hip width apart. And really press down into both feet, really connecting with your earth and your element of finding that solid surface beneath you. And then from here, let's inhale and reach up to the sky. I know you can't see my hands, maybe you can see them here. Grab the left wrist with your right hand. And then inhale, lengthen up and side bend over to your right side. So we're bringing a stretch into the left side body. Really press down into that left foot. Maybe even bring your feet together here if that feels okay for you. And we'll do a couple of things here. Let's start by looking down. Keep the feet grounded. Notice how that changes your stretch in the side body. And then we're going to look up and tilt the heart up a little bit and notice how that changes the stretch in the side body. And then come back to center and release both arms down. Let's do second side. Inhale, reach up. Grab the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, side bend. Press firmly into the outside edge of the right foot. So we're just neutral here. And then look towards the floor and maybe turn your heart a little bit towards the floor. Notice how that changes your stretch. And then switch it up. Look up to the sky, open the front body up to the sky. Notice how that changes the side body stretch. And then come up to center and release down. Take a couple of breaths here. Again, just grounding, finding your breath, finding that ujjayi breath, and we're going to do some sun salutations to get the breath and the body moving. So as we inhale, we reach up to the sky, and as we exhale, release your hands to your sacrum, elbows pointing behind you. As you inhale, lift the heart. And as you exhale, slide the hands down the hamstrings, really noticing the legs and that connection to earth. The inhale, slide your hands up the front of the shins and lengthen the heart. The exhale, we bow, we plant the hands, step back with your right foot. So we're coming into a lunge here. Pressing the front thigh down, and at the same time, the back thigh up. You can have your hands on a book or a block or some kind of prop, whatever you might have here, or coming to just your fingertips. And then let's reach the left hand straight out in front of us. So left knee's in front, left hand is reaching. And as you inhale, really lengthen through the crown, through the elbow, through the fingertips, and through that back heel. Take one more breath like this. And then as we exhale, we're twisting towards the left. So opening that arm up towards the left, really firming up that back hip and glute muscle. And as you exhale, allow the navel center to draw in towards the spine and twist up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath here. And the exhale brings that hand down, and we step back into downward facing dog. We inhale forward to plank. So take a moment with your plank, setting up your plank, lifted through the shoulders so you're not sinking, so you're lifted. Your head is in the same plane as your spine. You have the option to drop your knees as well, especially for this first one if you wish. Uncurl the toes, lower all the way down. Inhale up to your cobra. And create that action as though you're drawing your hands back to create a little bit more traction to lengthen the spine. Exhale, release. Take an inhale and exhale back, either pausing in child's pose or going straight back to down dog. And then inhale, right leg rises to the sky, three-legged dog, reach through the toes. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose, the thigh to the belly. Step that foot up between your hands. You can use your right hand to help it get there. So we're in lunge on our second side. Right thigh presses down. Left thigh presses up towards the ceiling. Left hand is grounded. Right arm reaches to the front of the room. Again, we're lengthening that whole right side body along the spine, through the elbow, firming up the back leg and lengthening back. Taking one more breath here. The exhale, we open into our twist. So remember, the exhale, the navel center draws in and twists up towards the ceiling. The left leg and glute is firmed up, lifted through the left shoulder. One more breath. And we exhale, the hand comes down. We step forward, lift the heart, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, the belly draws in as we bow, and we inhale and rise all the way up. And draw into your heart center. Take a moment's pause, present moment awareness, check in with your breath. And let's go ahead and do another round. So inhale, reach to the sky. Remember the exhale, we release the hands to the sacrum. Inhale, lift the heart, little back bend perhaps. Exhale, awareness to the hamstrings as you slide your hands down, forward fold. Inhale, front of the shins, we lift the heart. Exhale, stepping back with the left foot. So same series we did. Pressing down that front thigh, lifting the back thigh. Reach the right hand straight out, creating a line of energy from your front arm, your right arm, through to that left heel. One more breath here. The exhale, we open up. Navel center draws in, twists up towards the ceiling. Nice deep breaths. The back leg is still active and lifting. The glute is engaged. And the exhale, hand comes down. We step back. This time maybe stepping straight back into plank pose. And we're going to lower down. You can lower through full plank or half plank. And you can either lower all the way down or through chaturanga. And then lift and open either up dog or cobra. And exhaling back, downward facing dog, or pausing in child's pose on your way. 3 breaths here in your downward facing dog. The inhales, the spine lengthens. We lift the hips up off the waist. And the exhale, navel center draws in. Roll the upper arms open to create space for your neck. And then the next inhale, left leg floats up, 3-legged dog. The exhale, we draw the knee to the nose, thigh to the elbow, lift high on your back toes. Place that foot up between your hands. Coming into our lunge once again. Front thigh presses down, back thigh presses up. Reach the left arm to the front of the room, really lengthening. Getting those lines of energy moving here, reaching through your crown at the same time. Your next exhale, navel center draws in, we twist towards the left. Navel twists up towards the ceiling as well, following your gaze. Lifted through that right shoulder as we reach up through the left. One more breath. And the exhale, hand comes down, step forward, Lift the heart on your inhale. Exhale, navel draws in as we bow. Then inhale to rise all the way up. Draw into your heart center. Release the arms. Let's just take a couple of moments, or a couple of breaths, I should say, in mountain pose. Some present moment awareness. Checking in. Check in with your breath. Have you lost your ujjayi breath? Are you still able to hold on to your intention? Come back to thoughts of your intention here. What you would like to receive. How you would like to feel. Whatever your theme for your intention was. One more breath here. And then you can open your eyes. We're going to do a little bit of work with chair pose. I think I'll go sideways for this. So the inhale, we reach up to the sky and sit down on the exhale. Really lengthen up as we drop the tailbone down. We reach up to the sky. Keep the knees bent and the hips low. Take an inhale. As we exhale, we reach the arms out behind us. Some of you might even intertwine your fingers behind your back. Then we release. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, out behind you or intertwining to open the heart. Inhale, reach up. Last one. Exhale, reach behind you, maybe intertwining. And then go ahead and straighten the legs. Uttanasana, forward fold. Take one more breath here. Release the arms down, release your hands to the mat, and step your right foot back. And we're going to stay up high on the back toes as we rise for crescent moon. Actually, I'm going to go this way. So on your inhale, rise up into your crescent moon. And if you're struggling with balance, you can bring your feet a little wider from side to side, from right to left. So we're maybe bending that back knee if you need to have a little less pressure on that hip flexor if it's tight. Reaching up, take the left hand, grab the right wrist, side bending over to the left, to your bent knee side. So again, that's going to open this left side and especially that left hip flexor a little bit more as we side bend. Breathing deep into those side ribs on the right. Taking one more breath here. And then coming back to center, release, reach up. The exhale, hands come down to the mat, step back, plank pose. Now you have option to keep, to stay in down dog or to flow through a vinyasa. And again, you can have knees down as you lower, or you can move through chaturanga and rise up dog or cobra. And exhaling back, downward facing dog. Three breaths in your downward facing dog. Rolling the shoulders open. Lifting the hips up off the waist. Relaxing the neck. Taking an inhale here. The exhale, let's step, walk, or float to the top of your mat. Lifting the heart as you inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, belly draws in, we fold, inhale, we rise all the way up, drawing into your heart center. And release. Take a breath here. We'll get ready to do second side. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step back with your left foot. Stay high on your toes. We're rising up for crescent moon, second side. And again, you can bring your feet wider for better balance if balance is an issue. And you can also bend that back knee to take a little pressure off of the hip flexor if you need to. So we start by reaching up to the sky. Front knee is bent. And then grab the left wrist with the right hand. And we begin to side bend over towards the right side. So a little more opening in that left hip flexor, left side body. Lengthening up at the same time we're side bending. Take one more breath here. We come back to center. Exhale, hands come down. Stepping back, plank or down dog, your choice. And flowing through your vinyasa of your choice if you wish, or staying in down dog or child's pose. So use your exhale to lower. The inhale, we rise up, cobra or up dog. The exhale, downward facing dog. Three breaths here. Nice cleansing, resting breaths here. And then take one more inhale, lengthen up, bend your knees. Either step, walk, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, lift the heart, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, we bow. Inhale, we rise. Going all the way up and drawing into your heart center. Again, taking that moment to just notice as the energy begins to move throughout the body, hopefully releasing some of that stuck energy and that stagnant energy. And just taking time to notice. And then coming to the top of your mat, hands to your hips, taking an inhale. The exhale, we sit down in our chair pose. And then we're going to step back with the right foot. So nice wide stance, coming into our warrior two. So you notice how I'm standing here. I've let this hip come out. See if you can draw the back hip in before you even move into your warrior two and bring shoulders over hips. Keep that as you bend your front knee, float the arms up, warrior two. Looking over your front fingers and really grounding into the feet. So that back foot, even the outside edge is pressing down. This front foot, you're creating the action as though the heel is moving towards your sit bones to really activate the legs and connect with that grounding force through our feet, our legs, and all the way to our root chakra at the base of the spine. Shoulders are soft. Shoulder blades slide down your back. And then let's reverse it as we move into peaceful warrior or reverse warrior. So the left arm reaches up. The front knee keeps pressing to the front of your mat, towards the front of your room. The back leg is pressing back to the wall behind you. We're breathing into that left side body. One more inhale. And the exhale, we move into side angle. So the forearm can come to your knee, can even come to the floor or to your blocks or your books. And then we roll the shoulders open, release that top arm to the front of the room. So we're going to work with our navel center here a little bit and our breath. So as you inhale, look towards your front foot. And as you exhale, turn your gaze up to the sky, draw the belly button in, and spin the belly button to the ceiling, following your gaze. Inhale, look to your front foot. Exhale, look to the ceiling, spin the navel center up to the ceiling. One more time like that. Inhale, look to your foot. The exhale, The belly follows the gaze up to the ceiling. Now stay here, lengthen through that top arm. And then the inhale brings us all the way up. Turn both toes to the long side of your mat. Pausing here. And then a couple of options as we fold forward. You can have hands on your hips right at the hip crease. Or again, bringing awareness to those centers of our root chakra, hands to the hamstrings, to just below your buttocks crease, your glute crease. Lengthen as you fold forward, sliding your hands down the back of the hamstrings, giving yourself a little extra love. Your hands can come to either your ankles, your shins, or your peace fingers around your big toes. And just release the top of the head towards the earth. Tiny little micro bend in your knees so you're not hyperextending. And then check in with your shoulder blades. Draw them towards your waist, away from your ears. Now the inhale breath, we're going to lift halfway, but keep holding on to whatever it is you're holding on to. Lengthen through your crown. And exhale, we fold. Belly draws in. 2 more times like that. Inhale, lift halfway. And the exhale, we release down. 1 more time. Inhale, half lift. And the exhale, we release. You can bring hands to the back of your calves. As we inhale, we come up with a flat back. Run your hands up the back of your hamstrings. You probably feel them working there. Pause at the top. And then we're going to turn right toes to the other end of your mat. And if you need to reorient yourself so that you can see the computer, you can go ahead and do that, depending how you're set up. Again, check in with this back hip. I want to draw that hip in so that our shoulders and hips are all in line, and this back hip is active. And then bend your front knee coming into warrior 2 for our second side. Arms float up, shoulder blades are down your back as you gaze over your front fingers. Create that same action of the feet, so the back foot presses down, the back thigh is pressing back, this thigh is pressing down, and that heel is creating the action as though we're trying to draw it towards the sit bone. So lots going on in the legs. Everything is active and working, strengthening, connecting to that earth energy. Let's have 1 more round of breath here. And then we'll reverse it. So on the inhale, front palm comes up, and we move into reverse warrior. You're fine to have your hand on your back thigh, or you can bring it to your small of your back, reaching towards your hip crease. And I like to use my arm to kind of guide my tailbone down towards the earth, so you're not overly swaying your low back. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. And the exhale, we move into our side angle. So again, your forearm can come to your knee, but we keep this front leg nice and bent. Or your fingertips can come all the way down to the floor. I've got a bad knee today, so I am keeping my forearm on my knee. We roll the shoulders up towards the ceiling, extend that arm palm facing the floor. And then let's start our breath connection. So the inhale, we look to the front foot. The exhale, the gaze moves up towards the ceiling, the belly draws in and twists up towards the ceiling. So it's creating that opening. Inhale, look down. The exhale, belly follows gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhale, look towards your front foot, last one. The exhale, we rotate up, look up, and we stay. And every exhale, the navel center draws in and twists up. Lengthening through that top arm, last breath. And then we inhale, come all the way up. Turn your toes to the long side of your mat. Take a moment's pause here. And this time, let's float the arms up, coming into 5-point star. And we're gonna exhale and move into some twists. So we actually drop your arms before we forward fold, so then you can't see what I'm doing. I'll do a quick demo and then I'll guide you through it. So as we come into our forward fold, we're gonna work at bending one knee, reaching across, bending the other knee, reaching across. So we're twisting and bending knees one at a time. So arms out to the side, let's do it together. Exhale, forward fold. We'll start by bending the left knee, reach the right arm across, left arm up to the sky. Inhale to center, exhale the other side. Inhale, we come to center. The exhale, we reach across, navel center draws in, twist up towards the ceiling. Inhale, we come up. The exhale, other side, navel draws in, twist up. Let's do one more time to each side. Exhale. Inhale, up. And last one, exhale. And we inhale up. Let's turn our left toes to the top of the mat. Bend the front knee, hands come down. Pivot on the back foot. Step back, downward facing dog. So again, you can take a vinyasa, flow through if you wish. Stay in down dog, or maybe you want to come into child's pose, honoring your intentions. Take a few breaths wherever your resting pose is. Allowing that energy to flow through and nourish all your cells. And if you're in child's pose, let's inhale and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take one breath here together, and then step, walk, or float to the top of your mat, using the inhale to float the heart up and lengthen. The exhale, navel draws in, we fold. The inhale, we rise up and draw into your heart center. Come into mountain pose. We take a couple of breaths for present moment awareness once again. Just letting everything normalize. Sticking with your Ujjayi breath. And now we're going to come into tree pose. And again, really connecting with our roots here. So I'm going to suggest, and I don't know what everybody's setup is at home, but if you have a wall available to you, we're going to do this at the wall today. It just brings a little bit more awareness. If you can't access the wall with your setup, that's okay. You can still do tree pose where you are on your mat. But we're going to start with our right foot and stand against your wall. Ooh, my wall's cold. Stand against a wall so that your shoulders are touching and your heel is just a little bit away from the wall. So you have space for your glutes here. And then we'll lift the left knee and bring your foot either to the thigh, or maybe it's to your shin, or maybe it's just your ankle. But we're going to try and keep both sides of our hips or both sides of our sacrum and both shoulders against the wall. So when we do this, and we're also opening this knee up towards the wall while keeping the hips up against the wall and both shoulders against the wall, it gives us a kinesthetic feedback so that we know how our body is aligned, because I can't see you to know how you're aligned. And then bring awareness to the standing hip. Check in if you're letting it jet out to the side and lift up. And then you keep that action of drawing that left knee towards the wall. Doesn't mean it's going to touch, while keeping the back of your pelvis or your sacrum both hips evenly on the wall. So it really tells you or gives you some feedback as to how much space you have here. And then if you wish, you can reach up to the sky. And since we have some support, well, some of you do, I don't know if you all do, let's keep the right hand reaching up to the sky and release the left one to your left knee. And maybe you can pretend you're a willow tree and we bring a little bit of bend into that side body. So practicing some other parts, not only balance, so that right ankle is still working, but we get to play a little bit with some other opening in our body. And then let's come back to center, hands to heart center, and release that foot down. So take a moment here, ground through both feet, and then let's switch it up. Shoulders are touching, both sides of the sacrum or the back of the pelvis are touching. And so now the right leg comes up and then rotates out to the side. Check in with that left hip, make sure you're not sinking into it, that it's lifted and tall. And then play with that action of drawing this knee back. So we're really working on opening or externally rotating this right hip. Keeping both shoulders, both pelvis here, so we can't cheat and just rotate. We actually can tell if we're cheating. And then let's reach the hands up. Stay lifted through that left hip. Keep the left arm reaching up so the whole left side is lengthening as we release the right hand to your right knee. Or towards it if you've got your foot lower. And then maybe we're like a willow tree, keeping both shoulders against the wall. You begin to bend, and maybe you even look up to the sky because you have that support if you have the wall behind you. And lift on the inhale through those left side ribs. One more breath with your willow tree. And then let's slowly come back up. Hands come through your heart center, and we release both feet down into our mountain pose. Taking a couple breaths here. Maybe even closing the eyes if you wish to bring your awareness inwards and bring your thoughts back to your intention of how you would like to feel today and what you would like to receive. And are you honoring that through your practice? Feel that strong connection through your feet after growing your roots in tree pose. And then release your hands. We're going to simply step back with your right foot for warrior one. So not quite as wide as you would do for warrior two. Bending that front knee. Actually, I'm going to do this sideways for you. So in this version of our warrior one, rather than going super deep with our warrior one, we're going to allow our front body to kind of create that line of energy from our back foot. And then we're going to inhale, reach the right arm up. This left hand can just come to the small of your back. So we're simply going to move in and out dynamically. So taking an inhale here as we reach up through that right arm. The exhale, we release the arm down, straighten the front leg. Inhale, reach up as we bend the front knee. And exhale, the belly draws in as we come out of our warrior one. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up and lengthen through that right side. And exhale, navel center draws in. This time as we move into it, we're going to stay. And as we inhale, really lengthening up through that side body on the right side, so reaching up. And then let's practice some breath retention. So at the top of the inhale, let's pause the breath for a count of 1 or 2. Exhale, navel center draws in. 2 more like that. Inhale, lengthen up, feel the heart center, pause at the top of your inhale. Exhale, navel draws in. We're shaping the prana and the breath here. One more time. Inhale, pause at the top of your inhale as you lengthen up. And exhale, navel center draws in. We release out of it. And then simply step to the top of your mat. Close your eyes and notice how the right side body feels different than the left side body. Perhaps it feels a little more alive, maybe a little taller, or just simply more aware of that right side than you are of the left side right now, with all that energy moving through that side of the body. So let's go ahead and move into our second side. So hands to your hips. We're simply going to step back with the left foot, bend the knees, step back with the left, setting up for our warrior one. So that back foot is a 45-degree angle rather than being completely open for our warrior two. And the front body is oriented towards the front. So just bend the front knee and rather than trying to really hard to stay upright, let the body create that angle so that we take some of the pressure off of our low back here. So we're purposely leaning forward a little bit here. So take an inhale, lengthen, right arms at the small of your back, by the way. And exhale, release the arm down, straighten the front leg. So we'll move in and out dynamically again. Inhale, reach up as we bend the front knee. Exhale, navel draws in. We come back out of it. Inhale, reach up, bend the knee. Exhale, release. This time as we move into it on the inhale, we stay. And now we can start with the breath retention. So as we inhale, we really lengthen through that left side body. Pause at the top of your breath as we fill the heart center, moving the prana up. Exhale, navel center draws in. Inhale, we lengthen, we pause at the top of the inhale. We're reaching. Exhale, navel draws in. Last one, inhale. Lengthen as we fill the upper chest with prana and breath and energy. And exhale, navel draws in. We release down. Step to the top of your mat. And again, take a moment at the top of your mat for present moment awareness. Noticing now both sides feel a little bit more balanced. And noticing how we can really affect the energy of the body when we shape our breath and shape the prana through our asana, through our physical postures. So we've got one more opportunity to flow and flush all that out if you wish before we move into our seated poses. So you can inhale, reach to the sky, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, you can step back to plank or down dog or child's pose. If you choose plank, use your exhale to lower. Use your inhale for your back bend cobra or up dog. And use your exhale for downward facing dog. Again, reconnecting to the earth through your hands, through your feet, as we lift the sit bones up off the waist. Take one more inhale. Use your exhale to arrive at the top of your mat, stepping, walking, or floating. The inhale, the heart floats up and we lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, we bow, and inhale, we rise. Reach to the sky. Draw into your heart center. So we're going to move into chair pose, a really low chair pose. And so as we lower down into our chair pose, you can stop when you get to that point where your heels begin to lift up off the mat. So inhale, I'll show you where we're going. Reach up. Exhale, begin to sit down in your chair pose. And you can create that action as though your feet are spinning out, even though they're not moving. And then continue moving all the way down into Malasana. And when your heels start to lift up, stop there. You'll be working really hard. And keep reaching up. Some of you might even part your knees and reach towards the front, walking your fingertips forward. One more breath wherever you're at. And then we're going to release down to a seat, gracefully or ungracefully, however you get there. We're going to come into Janusirsasana, which is a very grounding, earthy pose, because all of our root chakra elements of our body, our feet, our legs, our hamstrings, our sit bones, our root of our spine are all connected to the earth. So we'll start by bending the left knee, drawing that foot into the inside of the thigh. My screen looks really dark, so I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing here. So this right foot is flexed, so the toes are pointing up to the sky. And let's start by turning our torso towards our bent knee. And this foot is active, or this leg is active, and the foot's still active. And then we're going to turn towards the straight leg. And inhale to lengthen up. Maybe you even reach your arms up to the sky. And as we exhale, we begin our forward fold. And if you like, it's a little less intense. You can have your hands just on either side of your leg and slowly walking down. Now, it doesn't matter how far you get, whether your Janusirsasana is right here, but what we're trying to do is orient our heart center towards the knee. So when we do that, we're going to be working at dropping our left side ribs towards the earth. And the right, the navel center will draw in and spin towards the right, which will help to facilitate that. So you can close your eyes here, so you're not really paying attention to how deep you're going. You're just moving with the sensation of your body. So if you're right here, that's great. And if you're right here, that's great. But we're all going to be working towards dropping the left side ribs and spinning the navel center towards the right. Stay connected with your Ujjayi breath here. And as you inhale, think about lengthening the front body and reaching through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, the navel draws in and moves towards the right side. One more breath here. And then come out of it nice and slow. You can use your hands to walk yourself up nice and slow. You might have felt a lot happening in your QL ligament and your back body. And then let's release that left leg out in front. Maybe you want to shake it out a little bit. Sit up nice and tall here. And then we draw the right leg in. So the right foot comes to the inside of the thigh, and the left foot is flexed, reaching up. We're going to turn our body a little twist towards our right knee, the bent knee side. But lengthening the spine up tall. And then we're going to twist or turn towards our straight leg. Lengthen up nice and tall, and it's like we're lifting up and over that leg as we begin our forward fold. And again, you can close your eyes here and move with sensation. Don't worry about how deep you go. We want to keep the front body long rather than curving over. Stay long. Left foot's flexed. And then we're creating that action that we're rotating the right side ribs down and the left side ribs or the belly moves towards the left this time. So it's helping to bring the torso more parallel to the floor rather than being twisted this way, that it's twisting us this way and helping us to become more parallel. The inhale, we lengthen the front body forward. The exhale, navel draws in and moves towards the left side. Have one more breath here. And then we're slowly going to make our way up, and maybe you use your hands to walk your way up nice and slow, especially if you're feeling a lot of sensation here. Release that leg out in front of you, so both feet straight out in front of you in Dandasana. Sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to do a forward fold, Paschimottanasana, just to neutralize the spine, but also, or neutralize the pelvis, but also to lengthen up our spine. So if it's okay for what's going on in your body today, reach your arms up to the sky, and let's just lengthen up as much as we can as we keep both feet flexed. And then we begin to fold forward. And I forgot to say, you can put a blanket under your knees as you come into this posture. Belly draws in. And then grab whatever is available to you. So it might be your shins, it might be your ankles, it might be your toes, whatever is easily available to you. And then we're going to inhale, holding on to whatever body part you've gotten. Inhale up halfway, so we're lifting the heart up as much as we can. And the exhale, navel draws in, we fold forward till we meet resistance. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, holding on to toes, ankles, or shins. We lift the heart, lengthen as much as we can up. Exhale, we fold forward. Belly draws in. Last one, inhale. Lift and lengthen up. Maybe lift the heart a little bit more. And exhale, forward fold, belly draws in. Just soften here for a breath or 2. And then no matter what you grabbed a hold of, release your arms, reach to the front of the room, come up with a nice flat back. Really lengthen up towards the ceiling as you reach up, and then float your hands down to your thighs, sit nice and tall. And notice how tall and long your spine feels. Notice how much easier it is to sit upright right now. And then we're going to come into some twists. I'm going to orient this way, so it might be a little easier to see. So drawing the left foot in, we're just going to keep the left foot right where it is inside here. And we're going to do, I did this in another class a couple weeks ago, and I really quite liked how it felt. So bring your left hand or your left arm inside of this left knee and keep drawing that left knee in. We're going to twist an open twist towards the right. So the right hand comes out behind you. We twist using the navel center till you meet resistance. And then let your head turn. And then let your eyes turn last. And then we come back to center. And now you can keep that left foot right where it is. You can cross it over, or you can draw the bottom leg under. But bring your right arm around that knee. And then draw the navel center out to the left. We're twisting to our left now. And there's lots of options for this arm. You can have your arm wrapped around your leg like I have it. And I like that version myself because it brings an opening into the hip as well as our twist, and it's a little more compression on the abdominal organs. But you can also bring your arm just outside the knee with fingers pointing up as you twist. I prefer this version personally, but take whichever version works for you. And then same thing that we did, start by twisting from the navel center, creating your twist here. When you meet resistance, then turn the head. And when you meet resistance there, then turn your eyes. Every inhale, we lengthen up nice and tall, so we're not hunching over. Then the exhale, the navel center turns towards the left as it draws in. Take one more breath here. And keep the body where you are. Simply turn your head to look over your right shoulder. A little bit of release in the neck. And then turn both hands to your front knee and sit up nice and tall here. If you feel like you want to do a counter twist to the other side, go ahead and counter twist to your right side. And come back to center and release both legs straight out in front of you. Draw the right foot in, and remember we're going to start with our open twist. So keep that right foot right there. Bring your right arm inside, and then we're simply twisting using the navel center to start the twist, then the head, then the eyes. We're twisting towards our left, a nice easy open twist. And then come back to center. Let your arm come on the outside of that right leg. And so you can maneuver your twist from here. You can cross it over, maneuver your twist from here, or draw that bottom leg under. Wrap that arm around. The belly twist towards the right. Right hand up behind you. Let your head be the second thing to go, and then your eyes the last thing. Inhale nice and tall. The exhale, navel draws in and twist towards your right. One more breath here. And keep your body where it is. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Release any tension in your neck. And then release both hands to your front knee. Sit nice and tall. If you wish to counter twist, go ahead and counter twist towards your left side. Come back to center. And then release both feet out in front of you. And then we're going to lower down onto your back. Before you lower down, if you want to grab sweater or socks, you can do that as well. Blanket, just so you can have it handy. Start with your legs straight. And we're going to lower nice and slow. So we're going to start by releasing, rounding the pelvis, or releasing the pelvis. Reaching the arms out, and we're slowly going to lower. So the navel's drawing in. We're working with our core a little bit. You'll get to that spot where your body just wants to release. Try to slow it down until you come all the way down to your back. And then bend the knees. Ground your feet. Maybe close your eyes here and just notice how you feel. And then let's draw the right knee in towards the belly as you extend your left leg straight. And just really drawing that right thigh as close to the belly as you can. Again, getting into root chakra here. And also beginning to slow down the nervous system. And then bring the left knee in. So both knees draw in here, compressing the abdominal organs. And then release that right leg straight down as we draw the left in towards the belly. And then draw both in once again. Keep your thighs drawn in towards your belly. Release your hands down on the mat. And on your next inhale, reach the feet up to the ceiling, so straight legs. And then on the exhale, bring your legs apart. On your inhale, legs come back together. And the exhale, thighs draw into the belly, knees bend. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, straighten the legs, feet reach to the sky. Exhale, legs come apart, nice and wide. Inhale, draw them back together. And exhale, thighs move towards the belly as knees bend. Last one. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, wide. Inhale, together. And exhale, thighs to belly, knees bend. You can wrap your arms around now. Maybe you want to rock from side to side. And then release the feet one at a time down to the mat. Arms wide. You can have your feet mat width apart here if you wish, or hip width. We're just going to gently windshield washer our knees to release any tension. So take an inhale and center. Exhale, let your knees drop right as your head rolls left. Use the inhale to come to center. Nice slow breath. Slowly exhale left. Head rolls right. Couple more times each side. Inhaling center. Exhaling, let the knees drop. Inhaling center. Last one. Exhale, knees over to the left. Inhaling to center. And then we're going to move into your final Shavasana. So if you want socks, sweaters, blankets, whatever you might need, take a moment to set that up for yourself. And then let yourself soften down into your Shavasana. Once you find your way onto your back, take a moment to just check in once again with your body. Notice any messages your body may be sending you right now. Notice energy moving a little more freely through the body. And then check in with the mind. Where are your thoughts going? Just let them come and go without following them. And then check in with your breath. Let the breath begin to soften and become effortless. Releasing all need for movement. And just allowing the next few moments for stillness and for allowing all that healing energy you created through your practice to be absorbed into every cell and every tissue of your body.
Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Bringing awareness into your fingers. As you gently rub your thumb across the tips of all of your fingers. Breathing movement into hands, feet, wrists, and ankles. When you feel ready, rolling to your right side, pausing in fetal position. And then making your way to a seat. Eyes closed or softly focused. As you find your seat with eyes closed, take a moment to check in and feel that solid surface beneath you. That connection to the earth energy. And with that rooted connection, it allows you to rise up towards the sky, feeling a lightness and expansion as you also connect to the universe above. Notice that sense of peace and calm that you feel at your center right now. Knowing that that steadiness, that calm is available to you at all times. It is within you. Hands come to your heart center. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. And we'll inhale to Om one time and feel that vibration.